Hey YouTube. Wait a minute, let me adjust. Hey YouTube. So basically today, and I have Zari in the background. I don't know if you can see her. The lighting is a little bit weird in here, but yeah. So basically, you want to say something?
Just turn that off.
Oh. Okay, so basically today is going to be about my experience on my first day at Meps. All right, and just a disclaimer real quick. I am not invalidating anybody else's experience. This is just my experience. So if you experience something different, then great. But this is just my personal experience and my tips for those people who might be going to Meps soon, or just people who want to join the military in general. So basically, the first thing that I did when I woke up this morning, because I went to Meps today, I'm just getting at the hotel. Well, not just getting at the hotel, but just getting into my room. So first thing I did was got dropped off at the recruiter's office. So after I got dropped off at the recruiter's office, I stayed there for like an hour because my recruiter he had other recruits that he was trying to speak to about their paperwork and whatnot. So another recruiter spoke to me and basically was telling me to get everything together, like ask me questions saying, okay, this is what you're gonna say, don't say anything different than what was on your paperwork, da 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 da. Check my feet and my hands for warts, and that was about it. And she also did my tape test because I'm like a pound overweight, and she did my tape test like a week ago, and she wanted to make sure that I was still the same measurements, which I am. So, and for those of you that may be wondering, I'm 32 inches, if you want to know. I don't know why you want to know, but just so you know, my waistline is 32 inches. So, also, so after that, yeah, that was pretty much it. We kind of like got in the car with her and we drove like 45 minutes to like another recruiting office where a shuttle was waiting. And so it was me, there were 17 of us total, and 88% of us were male. I did the math while I was in there. Out of 17, 2 of us were female, myself included. So, got in the shuttle, drove to Jacksonville, and I was in Orlando. That's where I'm from. That's where I'm coming from. So recruiter drove me to, I think, like Orange City. Then from Orange City, came here. Went straight to Meps. I took the PiCat. For those of you who do not know, the PiCat is like the best thing since pizza delivery. If you are joining the military, take the PiCat. I recommend it. And like I said, if you don't know, the PiCat is basically like it is the ASVAB. It is the ASVAB. But instead of taking it at Meps, you take it either at your house or at your recruiting office, whichever one your recruiter tells you to do generally. And if you take the PiCat, when you get to Meps, all you'll take is a confirmation test. Now, don't y'all think that y'all can cheat, because if you took it at your house, you have to take a confirmation test to make sure that you did not cheat. And the confirmation test should be relatively short. Like I would say maybe 35 minutes, maybe 45 at the most. If it's anything longer than that, then that you cheated and they caught you. That's the only thing I could think of. Or maybe you didn't cheat, but you just didn't remember what your answers were for whatever reason, which I don't see any reason why you should forget what your answers are, because there's like a time limit to take the PiCat. Like your PiCat expires after a certain period of time. Don't ask me what period of time, because I don't know. But I know that it expires. So you should remember everything. They advised me to study so I remember my answers. I ain't do that. I said I was, but I didn't. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I said I was gonna study. I was like, yeah, I'll study so I remember. I didn't. But I still passed the verification test. Also, if you are joining the Navy like I am, after you take your PICAT confirmation test, it'll basically say you have finished, and it kind of gives you like a informational thing before you take it. Like before you take the PICAT, they give you like an information section where it basically just tells you like there are 2 parts of this test. If you pass part 1, then you won't take part 2. If you don't, you're taking the whole test. So that's pretty much what happens. If you have to take the whole test, then you fail the verification 9 times out of 10. So also, but it will tell you I finished everything. Like it'll tell you you have completed all parts of this test. But if you are joining the Navy, you still have to take a cyber test. So if you see that cyber test, don't get like stressed out. You still pass the verification test. You just have to take that because it's like a Navy thing. I don't know. Don't ask me, ask them. So what else should I get into? So basically, when you walk into Meps or whatever, there's going to be a nice person sitting at a desk, and they're going to tell you to line up on a red line, and you're going to take out your social and your ID, and you're going to put all your stuff in the metal detector. If you're wearing a belt, you take your belt off, go through the metal detector, put it back on when you're done. If you're wearing a hoodie like I am, you have to take your hoodie off. I don't know why, but they won't let you take your test wearing a hoodie. Like, do you know why?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because of answers.
I guess maybe they think you hiding answers in your hood. I don't know. Technically, you can hide that in your pocket. Like, I feel like you could really hide answers in your, like, pants pocket.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I mean, it's their logic, not mine.
Maybe
so,
it's technical about everything for no reason.
Yeah. I was a little bit salty because I was told, they was like, oh, wear a hoodie. It's going to be cold in there, just for me to tell them I had to take my hoodie off. Like, and my hoodie don't even have pockets. But, yeah. So, yeah. After you leave there, everything, do not be nervous about doing the wrong thing, because I was, and I know other people that were there that were nervous.
No, you're good, you're good.
Oh, I know other people that was there that was nervous. So if you are nervous, do not be worried about doing the wrong thing, because they tell you very, very specifically what you're supposed to be doing. They tell you like, okay, you're going to speak to this person at this place, and you're going to do this, and this. Like, it's very detailed. You'll know what you're supposed to be doing. Just make sure that you are attentive, though, because sometimes you might be so nervous that you might forget something. So, therefore, y'all, if y'all was wondering why I was looking that way, it's because Zaria just walked out of the room. But, yeah. So, if you are nervous, just try not to be. They'll tell you what you need to do. So I just went to a room. I put my stuff in the room or whatever. I took my hoodie off because I was not allowed to wear my hoodie. And luckily, I did have a shirt on under my hoodie. So, yeah. I went to a desk. I gave a lady my confirmation paper for my PICAT. I sat down for God knows how long, because we're not allowed to have our phones. So I don't know how long I was sitting there. But yeah, I sat down. We all kind of like got in line and waited for people to come out of the testing room so that, you know, there would be available computers for us to take the test. When you go inside the testing room, there's just going to be like a lady in there, or a man, in whatever the case may be, waiting. And they're going to be like at a desk or whatever. And they're basically going to ask for your ID and your social, and or me, in my case, because I took the PICAT verification. And she just set it up on the computer for me to take the PICAT. I took it. Took like 20 minutes maybe. Was done. Sat back down. And we waited for the shuttle. Once you get to the shuttle, like once you get on the shuttle, I sat in the front because I was like the only girl on the shuttle. And they separate you by gender. So, got on the shuttle. Also, so you guys know, because when I heard the word shuttle, I was thinking like a bus. It's not a bus, y'all. It's a van. Like, it's about a 20-passenger van. Yeah, it's not a bus. So, yeah, got on the shuttle. Got to the hotel. Wasn't far from Meps. Of course, they wouldn't have it, like, way out the way. So yeah, I got here, had to go to like we went to a gaming room and we waited for somebody to come take us to like I wouldn't call it like a Meps room, but yeah, they gave us our dinner vouchers and our room numbers, and we also had to do like we had to sign a paper and put our recruiters' names and the numbers or whatever. So that is about it. Like after you did all that, you kind of just eat, you go in your room, and the curfew for like lights out is 10 o'clock, I believe. So yeah, you do that, and that's about it, y'all. Like I really can't think of anything else to tell y'all, honestly. I don't know why I'm laughing. I guess life was just funny to me at the moment. So y'all just remember that, and yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a rundown of day 2 of Meps for me. I'm gonna give y'all a separate video. Also, y'all, before I took the podcast, I studied. Like, I did not study after I took the podcast because I'm like, I already secured the score. Like, you know, I like secure the bag, secure the score. Y'all probably thinking I'm so lame right now, but yeah. So, yeah, I did study. I mostly studied math because everything else was kind of like just non-studyable, or I just didn't really care to know it. Like mechanical, I don't know anything about mechanics, and I just didn't really want to because I don't want a mechanics job. So yeah, so I would suggest using 4tests.com, I think, or if you ask your recruiter might be nice and give you some practice tests. Also, I must make this important: the practice test. Do not be intimidated by the practice test, because for some reason these practice tests are harder than the actual tests. I don't know why. I don't know who designed it like that, or if it's just a coincidence, or whatever the case may be. But for some reason, those practice tests that they give you at the recruiting office are like twice as hard as the actual PICAT. Like when I took the PICAT, it was suspiciously easy. Like I was just sitting here like, is this the real test? Like, am I taking the wrong thing? Because it just seemed like it was too easy. But I took it, I studied, and I did pretty, like, the practice tests that I took the day I took the PICAT, I didn't do all that good. Like, I originally took a practice test, got a 53. Then I came back on the day that I was taking my PICAT, and I took 2 practice tests. The first practice test I took, I got like a 26. Then the second practice test, I got like a 41. And then when I took the PICAT, I got a 64. I don't know why it's like that, y'all. I don't know. But I do know that they tell you, like your recruiter will tell you, or at least they should, that when you take the actual ASVAB or the PICAT or whatever it is that you take, for some reason you do better on the actual test than you do on the practice test. I think it's just because of the fact that the PICAT or the ASVAB is just so much longer, because, you know, it's only, when they give you practice test, it's only like a portion of the test. But I'm gonna stop talking, y'all, because I feel like y'all know everything y'all need to know at this point, and I don't want to just ramble. So, yeah, good luck at Meps on y'all day 1 and your day 2. And I will see y'all tomorrow because I'm going to be recording about my day 2 at Meps. So, bye.